Josh Warrington stops Sofiane Takoucht in the second round. This was a kind of routine title defence for Josh Warrington. Now, to be fair, I didn't even realise he was fighting this week up until I think it was Monday or Tuesday. Someone announced that he was fighting this week because I knew that there was a title fight announced about a month or so ago for Josh Warrington. I knew it was against someone who had a couple of losses, and I knew that basically this wasn't kind of the Kid Galahads, the Lee Selby's, the Carl Framptons. This was just kind of an easy title defence. So it was on this week, and look at the guy he fought, Takoucht. He was a French featherweight. He had a record at the time of 35-3-1. Interestingly, he was never stopped. So a lot of people, even at ringside, were suspecting this to be a 12-round affair. From the moment I saw that first round, I kind of looked and said, you know what? Warrington looks dangerous in here. He's picking his shots well. He's throwing them with a lot more spite. And I kind of thought, you know what? They say Warrington can't punch, but you see people like Carl Frampton who said, no, he actually can. And you kind of wait and see what happens next. Going into the second round, lovely straight right hand from Josh Warrington put Takoucht down. This was the first knockdown. There was 2 knockdowns in this fight. Lovely straight right hand from Josh Warrington put Takoucht down. He didn't seem badly stunned, to be fair. Got back to his feet. That was fine. And Warrington went on, put his punches together well, put him down again. And this time he did appear to be hurt. Seemed to be a bit more hurt from the second knockdown. Warrington went at him again, went at Takoucht. Takoucht, to his credit, tried to hold on. Tried to kind of roll with some of the shots, was using the ropes to his advantage a bit to try and get away from some of the shots. And it did appear that he would get out of the second round, but a very vicious flurry towards the end of the second round from Josh Warrington didn't drop Takoucht, but it set him on unsteady legs, had him backpedaling all over the ring. Referee Bob Williams jumped in, stopped the fight. There was only, I think, about 10 seconds left in that fight, but at the state that Takoucht was in, a few shots from Josh Warrington, unprotected shots, he could have knocked him out cold. So good performance from Josh Warrington. He gets the stoppage that he wanted. Do I think he needed the stoppage? Yeah, against this level of opposition, yeah. Should be getting him out of there. But to be fair, the guy's never been stopped. So for Josh Warrington, who was, people claim he's feather fisted, for him to be stopping a guy who is, we'll say, kind of fringe world level, never been stopped, it's not bad. It's not bad going. Warrington definitely decent display. As I said, the guy he was fought had 3 losses and a draw. Wasn't necessarily the best opponent out there, so we can't read that much into it. But a good performance from Josh Warrington, showing that he can punch a bit. I think he can. I think this whole notion that Josh Warrington's feather-fisted, I think early on in his career, probably he was just throwing little pitter-patter shots, wasn't really doing anything. But now that he's kind of coming on as a fighter, he is sitting down the shots more, you can see that. And he is hurting these guys. I mean, Carl Frampton, known to have a decent enough chin, been in there with guys like Leo Santa Cruz, been in there with guys like Scott Quigg. He wasn't hurt as bad. The only fight he was hurt worse in was that Gonzalez fight a few years ago. Other than that, Warrington had him on unsteady legs several times in their fight. So Warrington definitely looking good. A good shout at featherweight. With Leo Santa Cruz, with Leo Santa Cruz moving up, as well as Oscar Valdez, I heard him at ringside saying that you would have to put Josh Warrington number 1 at featherweight. And to be fair, I might echo that. Because the only other opposition he has at that weight will be Gary Russell Jr. And what the fuck is Gary Russell Jr. doing these days? The guy, since 2015, 2014, has fought once a year. Once a year. And the biggest name in those 5 fights is Jojo Diaz. That's the biggest name he's fought, or maybe Kiko Martinez. They're the biggest names that Gary Russell's fought. So you would probably put Josh Warrington number 1, and you would wonder, would he be able to pick up a vacant belt? Because if Oscar Valdez moving up, the WBO title being vacant, you would wonder, good old Fish Eyes has a good relationship with the WBO, would they mandate that Josh Warrington fight for the vacant title against, a less than stellar opposition? Who knows? But, decent performance from Josh Warrington in this circumstance. He wasn't in there with much. This show, the fights on it weren't particularly great. I watched most of them. I was kind of fading in and out. It wasn't a great show, to be fair. And to be honest with you, earlier on in the card, I think it was like the 3rd fight before the main event, I was looking at this arena and there was still loads of empty seats. But obviously when the main event came, those empty seats were filled. Now I'm wondering, did they all come obviously they all came for Josh Warrington, but they all come that late in the evening, or were a few free tickets given out? That's what I wonder on this, because that arena seemed pretty empty, seemed pretty dead up until the main event, and then it just seemed to come to life. So yeah, that was my thoughts on this. Decent performance from Josh Warrington, to be fair. In height of everything, he wasn't in there with much, but still, you got to get the guy out of there. You can only be who's in front of you. That's what he did. So that's what my thoughts on this are. Let me know what you think down below. How did you assess Josh Warrington's performance, and who would you like to see him fight next? Think he'd be in there with a Gary Russell Jr.? Gary Russell Jr., as I said, once a year, every kind of April, May, he comes out of wherever he is and has a fight, and then goes back in, then hibernates again, and then comes back out the next year. The other two guys, Leo Santa Cruz and Oscar Valdez, moved up, so there's a big gap in the featherweight division. Let me know who you'd like to see him fight next. Would you want to see him maybe rematch Frampton? If Frampton gets his hands on one of them titles, let me know down below. Leave it all down below. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, I will talk to you after.